Darcy and I are going to water the plants and check if anything's ready to get picked. We have to wait until they're red, right?
Watering the big ones. And the little ones. So that's the little ones. So cute.
It looks like there's big
so
one of
right there.
use both hands. Look at how big this one is.
Wow.
Whoa!
It's not longer than the other one.
Look at how big that is. John and I just attended virtual court for the family. Wanted to kind of reflect while things are fresh. So typically what'll happen is as a foster parent, you'll, get a letter in the mail notifying you that there's like an upcoming court date. It's something that you are invited to attend, but it's not required for foster parents. You kind of have to determine, based on the case, based on the kid, based on, just a number of factors, like, is it in your best interest to go? So typically, I feel like being, the most informed is going to allow you to really like set things up for the child. So you'll get an indication of, even if there's not like a set date for reunification, you'll kind of see where things are going. And, even just like what's that next step, it kind of helps, frame, how you make adjustments in your home and your parenting and that sort of thing. And even collaboration with the, birth parents. So we got a letter, probably a few weeks back notifying us that court would be held. It did say that it was going to be in person, and then we were notified, the day before that it was going to be, virtual. So it was going to be just like a Zoom link, which actually made it a lot easier for us, especially because Sawyer got sick. Nothing super serious. He's doing great, but it did allow for us to have a little bit more flexibility in attending and being informed. And it's not necessarily, that we don't trust, the process or our caseworkers and, all the people involved on our foster child's, care team. It's just a matter of, you miss out on some subtle things. Nobody is going to remember everything that was said. And so for us, especially since we foster older kids, they're going to, typically have a little bit more information. They're going to be able to handle a little bit more information. And so it's important to, know the facts. Presenting yourself and, thinking, okay, well, you're on the side of the child and what's best for the child. But, do the birth parents feel as though like you're the bad guy, that you're on, the county's side, the county has their kids and, are you here to like support that? Are you trying to take our kid? That sort of thing. So I just try to like stay as neutral as possible and, communicate with our caseworkers and even the birth parents, like if we're going to attend, and just reassure them that like, we want what's best for that child and for the family. So this court specifically, it was easy to kind of just, blend in because John and I both just like left our cameras off. We were truly there to just observe, and it was incredibly beneficial. We got an indication of what next steps are. It helps us in deciding, even things such as school. And that's actually something I'm going to talk to Miss A about. We actually found out that there's actually a federal act that supports kids in foster care to stay at their school of origin. We did not know this last year. And so even though it was possible that she could have stayed at her original school, it was a little bit simpler for her to, transfer to the one that's close to us. It saves a lot of time, a lot of hassle. But even though academically she excels, I think socially there are just some challenges. And so even regardless of, plans for reunification, we actually started to figure out, like, is there a way that we can get her back to that original school? And we haven't told her about this yet because we don't want to, get her hopes up and then find out that it's not possible. But at this point, it, really does seem to be possible for her to return to her old school. And it would also help for continuity. We did talk about her being with us for a year. So it's very likely that with reunification being the goal, that could happen this school year. And we would want her to have a really smooth school year. We wouldn't want any kind of disruption to impact, socially or grades or anything like that. So we're definitely exploring that, and I'm going to talk to her about that today. But specifically with this court, I found myself, good thing I was off camera because as they talk about like the case progressing, and we've been very clear we support reunification, and also we really care about Miss A, and you guys care about her as well. And it's just this mixed emotion of, you hear, what progress is being made and what next steps are. And there's this like huge, overwhelming, like your heart wants to explode for the family and for your foster kiddo, because that, they're going to be a family again. I think partly like my eyes were just like watering, and I was like overcome just with like joy for the family that yes, like you want to see reunification. Like that is the beautiful thing about foster care, is giving families an opportunity to heal and to fix whatever was identified as being wrong. And so it's beautiful, but then like there's always that part that's like, okay, well, with reunification, that means, they're going to be leaving. And so obviously that's going to hurt. We're going to have, a grieving process, and we're okay with that. We know it's what's best for her. So this court specifically, it was just like overwhelming emotion, but it was a really, really great opportunity to hear, factually what was happening, what next steps are, where things stand. So while, again, we're never going to be able to talk specifically about the case and, what those details are, just wanted to kind of reflect on this experience today and, encourage foster parents to be active with their kids' cases, be active with the relationship you have with the birth parents. We're in a place where, again, reunification being the goal, like we still want to have a relationship with Miss A when she returns home. And so it's very important to us to have a, solid relationship with her parents, to make sure that they know that we support them, that we are advocating for the child and for the family. And so it's so great when things just really start to fall into place, and everyone is really like speaking for the kids, advocating for the kids. So when Miss A wakes up, I'm going to give her a quick little download of what was talked about, answer any questions she has, and then also talk to her about school.